someone mentions tacos, what do you think of? Well, I think of cilantro, salsa, and lemons. Like, who doesn't like food, right? My mom and grandma, whom are Mexican, raised me around this culture, the Mexican food culture. Having this opportunity of being raised around this culture, it let me see people come together just by eating food. In my next points, I will talk about how this bowl is used, how the bowl represents value, and why I identify with this bowl. This bowl is used for condiments, which give your food flavor. Like, for example, if you have tacos and they're plain, you can add salsa to make it spicier, or you can add lemon if it's dry. I just talked about how this bowl is used, and I will talk about how the bowl represents value. This bowl is basically at every family party, even if it's not at your house. It has value because it holds many different condiments, which can add many different flavors to your food. I just talked about how this bowl has value, and I will talk about why I identify with this culture. When I was little, I used to sit on the counter next to my mom in the kitchen, and I would just watch her make the food, cut vegetables, and everything, and that's how I slowly started to learn how to cook and make Mexican dishes. And she told me when she was little, that's how she learned how to make the dishes that she knows how to make now, and that's how she got close to her mom, my grandma. And I think that just shows how people can come together by this type of culture, this Mexican food culture. And like, for example, you can be at a family party and you're next to a cousin that you've never talked to, and you guys are eating tacos, and you just say, oh, these tacos are really good, who made them? And then you say, oh, it was my mom, and then you just start talking about embarrassing things about your family, and next thing you know, you guys are laughing, having a full-on conversation. And I just talked about why I identify with this Mexican food culture, and now I'm going to conclude. I first talked about how this bowl is used. Then I talked about how this bowl represents value. Then I lastly talked about why I identify with this culture. I believe that Mexican food culture can bring people together, and I believe me and my mom got very close because we made these dishes together, and I believe people can become closer by eating Mexican food together.